Today we meet award-winning entrepreneur and all-round boss lady of the IT world, Mushfiqoh Samodien. Her work experience spans across FMCG, oil and gas, finance and business consulting. She possesses strong business relationship management skills, and this experience has effectively equipped her to play an integral role in the design aspect of business transformation and applied use of business systems. With 16 years of experience in the IT environment, she has worked on both local and international enterprise information technology projects in both private and public sector. Mushfiqoh, welcome to The Loft.
Thank you for having me. This is truly an honor. I do appreciate the introduction. It goes without saying, lots of hard work, but thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I think that for someone as vibrant as you also hold such weight and power within the IT space. And that's what I just want to delve into. I mean, you are a huge inspiration to the youth and female empowerment. And you knew from a very young age that you had no choice but to make a success of your life. How did you come into this realization?
So 100% on what you've just said. The reality is we get to a point in our life we discover who we are. And what I discovered at a really young age is the fact that I was addicted to tangible change. I had lots of energy. I was the type of person that you were not able to put in a box. However, I needed to ensure that I was of value to something or somebody, and most importantly, it becomes that to society. So it was the constant push within myself to constantly look for that tangible change and see where it was. It's having my goals that are set to, if it is set at level 5, I needed to get to level 6. It was pushing ahead and perseverance. So it was an element of survival, pushing through and telling myself that the sky's the limit.
Wow. You know, it's this visionary that you were at such a young age and the visionary that you continuously are today that inspires the rest of us. And that's essentially why we had to bring Mushfiqoh onto Afternoon Express with the lineup of incredible women that we're speaking to today across the board, across fields. But you decided to tap into the technology space. I mean, how were you then able to capitalize on the idea of using technology and then being a woman in a male-dominated industry?
I think I'm going to start off with my slogan. So I tell myself continuously that lifestyle meets technology. There isn't an element of lifestyle currently, and the way we're sitting with COVID and everything that's hit, where technology is not on the forefront. We are in the space of 4IR, on the fourth industrial revolution, and technology is completely on the forefront. So being in a space that is male dominated, let's say I'm that woman that wanted to take on the challenge. I sat in boardrooms, I still do, with 90% men around me. I have gained the capability within myself where I'm confident enough, where male or female, and your accolades or your academic level that you are on, being capable within what I'm able to deliver has made me look past the fact that there are actually men that I'm dealing with. Yes, I still deal with the relevant factors where there's the assumption that I am a female, where they can lead more to the emotions on coercion. But in this space, it's the value and actually what you can showcase that comes to the forefront.
Starting a business can be a very scary thing. And some interesting facts that I learned about you is that you started your business with no clients or no income stream. Now, how were you able to manage your way to where you are now?
Again, perseverance. And most importantly, if this was an element to inspire, it is to know your self-worth. So I knew that I had my goal. I knew that as an entrepreneur, I needed to put in effort to achieve that goal. So with nothing, when we go into a store, anything that we want to achieve, that we want to set as a goal, to own, you have to start somewhere. That was my starting block. I said, with nothing, lending a bag, looking the part, and telling myself that I believe in myself. I was able to push forward, go into boardrooms as if I had clients, because the people that I was actually after were none the wiser, but they knew my skill set and I showed them my value and capability. So perseverance and ensuring that you know your worth. And many a times I failed as well. I used that as lessons. So it was self-criticism, going into an element where I never got a call back, or, there wasn't a proposal that was actually accepted, I looked into that and told myself, what is it that I can do better?
Yeah. Now, Mushfiqoh, when I just hear you speak, I can only imagine the amount of self-confidence and how sure of yourself you need to be, that even when you're presented with a task, with an obstacle, you have to say, yes, I can do it, even when your skill set and you've never done it before. So is this just something that you want to instill in your young girls? I mean, you are a strong businesswoman, a boss lady, and you are raising 3 beautiful women. Now, what knowledge and wisdom about life and their careers would you love to empower them with?
So the most important thing is them being true to themselves. What they decide and where they find their passion is not based on what I see for them or what I foresee or what the world is defining for them. They need to remain true to themselves. If what I create as a challenge is, I would ask my daughters, so my 17-year-old Amara is in grade 11 at the moment. She's at that crossroads where she needs to decide on what field of study she'd like to go into. And I've picked up that, there's a bit of, she's holding back to tell me, look, this is what I want to go into. And I've tested it by asking her, what do you want to do? She's uncertain. And I started probing to see whether this was my influence because she needed to she felt as if she needed to be a me, yes, or what society needed her to be. So being true to herself is the fact that if it is that she wants to learn to be a skydiving instructor and that's her passion, that she's fulfilling for that purpose, then that's what she needs to do. Wow. It becomes a building block in whichever stream that she defines herself becomes her strength going forward in the field that she chooses. So that's the key message to the youth.
Yeah. Mushfiqoh, thank you so much for sharing your inspiration and how you've been able to overcome in your male-dominated industry that is the IT space and being an inspiration to those coming after you. Thank you, Mushfiqoh.
Thank you, Palisa.
South Africa, please do head over to our social media platforms. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express. If you resonate with Mushfiqoh's story or you have any messages of encouragement to all the boss babes we are featuring on today's show, please head over to Twitter, Instagram or Facebook.